Hello everyone, and welcome to the Quantpedia Explains Trading Strategies video series. Today, we will discuss if we can backtest trading strategy in ChatGPT.
Hello everyone, my name is Radovan Vojtko, I'm CEO of Quantpedia. Today we will discuss artificial intelligence and mainly the ChatGPT, which is the chatbot developed by OpenAI. Now, if you are not living under the rock, you probably heard about OpenAI and ChatGPT and all of the other chatbots like Bart from Google. So we will try to persuade this chatbot to do some asset allocation strategy for us, and we will quickly check what are their capabilities, what they can do, what they cannot do, and where the future will move and how it will probably change for data analysts when we will start to work with these chatbots. Here is the ChatGPT. So at the beginning or at the moment it's just a chat interface where we can ask any question to the AI bot, and the AI bot will give us the answer. What we tried to force the chatbot to backtest the risk parity asset allocation for us. Why at the first start or why we tried to do something like that? So it's always fun to push the boundaries of technology, and we wanted to try or see what the ChatGPT can do for us. We really think that the language models like ChatGPT, they will be like a revolution for how we approach to finance and data analysis. So firstly, when we started to work with ChatGPT, we tried some easy things. We tried to use it as a Wikipedia, so we read a lot of articles, we asked some questions, compared what the ChatGPT gave us to Wikipedia articles to what we could Google, and we must say that the level of understanding of the written instructions is really remarkable. Then we started to test the creativity of these chatbots or this ChatGPT chatbot, and we started to ask chatbot for riddles. So at the beginning the chatbot gave us the riddles that were really easy to Google, but then we tried to make it more hard for AI. So we tried to ask the AI for a riddle that's really unique, and it was really good and really creative. We liked it, and here is the riddle. You can think about the riddle. The answer is at the end of the video. So once we got the suspicion that these AI chatbots are creative, we decided to explore the ChatGPT and check how it fares as a backtesting engine. Firstly, some quick info. The ChatGPT is really an AI language model, so it's not the backtesting tool. You can't easily input data in it. So yeah, we can use the chat interface, we can feed some data to it, we can send it via the interface, but we are really limited. So the maximum number of data points we can give is around 4,000 tokens. So it's like 4,000 words or 4,000 data points. So it's really not a lot. There are some data stored inside the ChatGPT. So there are some hidden data in its neural net. So we can have, for example, ask GPT for end of month prices of SPI ETF. So S&P 500, it's a proxy for US equities, or ETF as a proxy for US equities. And it seems that ChatGPT has some prices. It also has some prices for gold, etc., etc. Here we have some approximate monthly ending prices for SPI ETF, and we can start working with that. How to do the analysis, how to do the data analysis. So yeah, of course it would be great if we could connect directly from ChatGPT to some other data sources. So just ask ChatGPT to give us some trading strategy and do the backtest for us directly in a chat. It's not possible at the moment so easily. The OpenAI is gradually launching the plugins. So they are opening ChatGPT for third-party plugins. What are we most interested are the Wolfram Alpha, Zapier, etc. So there will be some plugins we would be able to use and to load external data into chatbot interface. It's not possible at the moment yet, but once it will be possible, it will be great. So at the moment we can work only with the data that are there. So another idea is to use ChatGPT API. So there is a ChatGPT API. We can use it to translate human language directions to write the code directly for us in some other platform. For those that are interested, there is a link. You can go to that link. Lastly, we can ask ChatGPT to write the code for us. So it can write code for us in a Python, and we can use that Python code, and we can copy and paste it into some Python framework that we are using and use it directly. But that's not something that we wanted to try. We wanted to stay in a ChatGPT interface. That was something that was the most interesting for us. So we know that we can copy and paste the code and do it somewhere else, but we wanted to do the analysis inside the ChatGPT. So we asked ChatGPT to get the prices for a gold ETF and SPY ETF and calculate the monthly performance, and ChatGPT did it very well for us. And now then we try to build a benchmark asset allocation strategy that assigns 50% weight to each ETF and calculates the statistics. And once again, the ChatGPT performed really well. So it calculated the performance of the portfolio that consists of the 50% allocation to SPI and 50% allocation to gold. And then we asked ChatGPT to give us calculate the statistics. So what's the average monthly performance, what's the geometric yearly return, standard deviation, Sharpe ratio, etc., etc. It was very nice and very good. So the performance was right and calculation was right. And afterward, we asked ChatGPT to use imagination and creativity to come up with different asset allocation methods instead just of simply equally weighting SPI and gold ETF. Here we have some ideas. So risk parity, momentum-based allocation, where we allocate assets based on their recent performance, mean variance optimization, which is Markowitz, inverse volatility weighting, and fundamental-based asset allocation. These are not nice suggestions, and so we try to force ChatGPT to do the analysis for us. That's the point where we hit the bump on the road. So ChatGPT is able at the moment to do the simple calculations, so to average the numbers and calculate the performance, or we are not able to force him to calculate the volatility for us or the standard deviation. We were not able to backtest the inverse volatility weighting method. ChatGPT was always getting back to us that as an AI language model, he's unable to perform the calculation and calculate the standard deviation. We tried multiple different prompts, but we were not successful. At the end, it seems that we were not able to move further. So it means we will need to wait until the ChatGPT is connected to some data analysis tools or backtest environments via the plugins. So once the plugins that are currently in the test environment in OpenAI are rolled out into the real production, which will be in the next few months, we will revisit our article and this video, and we will try once again to run the analysis inside the ChatGPT and to force the ChatGPT to do some creative task for us. The ChatGPT gave us another suggestion, so it suggested 5 asset allocation methods before: risk parity, momentum-based, mean variance, inverse volatility, and fundamental-based. And we can try to let it tell us more suggestions: moving average, crossover, fixed income, tactical asset allocation, dollar cost averaging, etc., etc. So the ChatGPT can really give us interesting recommendations. It can recommend and find new trading strategies for us, but we are not able to backtest those strategies inside the ChatGPT. We must do it by ourselves. It can give us the Python code. We can try to copy and paste the code, but it would be really much faster if we could just let ChatGPT to run the code for us in the ChatGPT environment. We tried one more prompt, so we tried to ask ChatGPT to give us the list of predictors we would like to, or we could try to build a fundamental based asset allocation on top of them, and it gave us really nice list and very good list. Once again, ChatGPT doesn't have a data for them, so it doesn't have interface, so we would need to test it by ourselves. So what is the conclusion? So we have like 5 points for a conclusion. So as we already mentioned at the beginning of the article, ChatGPT is mainly a great tool for learning. So it doesn't go as deep as individual and academic research papers, but if you want to learn something very quickly or learn something about new area of research, ChatGPT is really great for us. We miss the references, so links to web pages. So once we have some recommendations or some ideas for strategies, it would be great to have some links if you want to learn something more about individual asset allocation strategy or something like that. Bing does that, and it's a nice feature. We are looking forward to having interfaces that will connect ChatGPT to data analysis and backtesting frameworks. So yeah, it's nice that we can have a Python code suggestion. We must copy, paste, debug code, etc., etc. So it would be really much faster if ChatGPT could directly execute code and display results, so instead of just giving suggestions. But as I said, I'm 100% sure that in the next few months we will get into this direction. So once there is interface, or once there are interfaces between ChatGPT and other data analysis tools, and there are data providers that we can use for the analysis, then we really want a voice recognition. Yeah, it's nice that we can write instructions, but we as humans, we can speak 3 to 5 times faster than we type. I can really see it as a productivity boost if we can just converse with AI. In this way, we can treat the AI as some junior data analyst. We can ask him questions. It will give us the answers. It will be really fast. I think we will get there. As I'm writing here, up until a few days ago, I considered this idea science fiction, so that we will be able to converse with computers and they will give us answers to data analysis questions. I thought that it's 10 to 20 years ago. I think we are really much closer, and I would say it's something like 6 to 12 months. So last thing at the end, avoided the topic of artificial general intelligence. So is the ChatGPT really intelligent, or is it just some computer doing some calculations? I do not have any opinion on that. I will leave that to other people who are let's say more interested into that, or they have more knowledge than I about artificial intelligence. For us, the ChatGPT and all of the chatbots at the moment are really interesting tool, and and there will be great tool in next 6 to 12 months once the interfaces are open. And for those that are interested, here is the answer to the riddle. The riddle was at the beginning of the video and beginning of the article. The link to the article is in the description of the video. So thank you very much. I hope that you like the video. We will surely get back to ChatGPT in the next weeks or months. Once the interfaces are open to data analysis tools, we will try and we will show you how to work with the ChatGPT, how to use it as a data analysis tool, how to test trading strategies, find ideas for new trading strategies, etc. in ChatGPT, but we need to wait a few more months. So thank you very much.
Interested? Then pick another video to learn more, or subscribe to Quantpedia Pro and try how our analytics and reporting significantly save time spent on quantitative research.